Hi, welcome to Empty Nest Creations. My name is Wendy, and this channel is all about DIY and home decor. Today, I'm participating in the Spring 2018 DIY and Decor Challenge hosted by Christina at the DIY Mommy, and I will link her channel below. But the idea behind this is to just do some sort of project or home tour or something to decorate your home for spring and to share that with your YouTube followers. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to update this wreath. This was my winter wreath that I made for part of my series on monogrammed pieces. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything off this wreath and we're going to update it for spring. So I'm going to take everything off and then I'll come back and we'll go over the supplies that you'll need and then we'll get started. Okay, so I have everything taken off. This is actually an oval wreath. And so, but you can use a round one or whatever you have. This is just one that I actually picked up at a flea market, and it had some not so attractive flowers on it, but I updated it, and all of the things that I took off from the winter wreath I stored so I can use those again next year. So what we're going to use for this project are some purple irises, and I picked these up at Walmart. They were 97 cents a bunch. And then I've got some yellow daffodils, and we'll use those. These also came from Walmart, and they were also 97 cents a bunch. And then I have this wooden cross, and I actually just made this. This is some trim that my parents had on a bookshelf years ago, and they gave me the shelving that I put in my laundry room, but we didn't need these end pieces. So I cut this down, and it's really like slat wood. It's really thin. It's maybe 2 inches wide, and I just glued and tacked it together in the middle. And then I just dry brushed some paint on. I painted it on and then wiped some of it off with a paper towel. So I'm going to add this on one side and then the flowers on the other side. And I'm not going to have a bow or anything on this one. So I'm just going to get started adding the flowers, and I really want it to be the predominantly purple. So I'm going to cut these off, and just like the winter wreath, I'm not going to be gluing these on so that when it's time to change it out for another season, I can just pull them back out. So I'm simply just going to cut these down and then start placing them in, and I'm just going to slide them down into the grapevine wreath. And what I do is occasionally I just hold it up and kind of look at it and see what it's looking like. And kind of have an idea in my head of what I want it to look like, and then I just work until I get that look. I bought 2 of these irises, so I think I'm going to try to use as many of these as I can. And then I'm going to add the daffodils in just for a little bit of yellow. And that that one came out the back, so I'm just going to tuck it back up in there. Okay, and we'll put one more right here. Okay, so that's what it's looking like so far, just the purple, and I could leave it like that, but I'm going to try to put some of the daffodils in and see what that looks like, and then decide if I want to use those or not. So I'm just going to cut some of these off, and I'm not going to use as many, I don't think, of the daffodils as I did the irises. When I was a little girl, my grandmother had these purple irises growing in her yard, and she gave me one, and we took it home and planted the bulb. And every year at Easter, or right around Easter, that iris would bloom. And so for me, irises mean Easter. And it just reminds me of my grandma. Now that I'm in a permanent home, I really would like to have some growing in my yard. So I may, although I don't have a very green thumb like my grandmother did, I may try to plant some and see how that goes. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far, and I do like the extra yellow in there, so I'm going to add a few more. Okay, so this is what we have so far, and I think that looks really nice. So now all that's left is to attach the cross on this side, and for the cross I am going to glue it on. So I'm just going to kind of decide where I want it, and then I'm going to take my glue gun and just start squirting some glue under here, and it's going to take a lot to hold this on. So I'll set that down and let that sit for a second, and then we'll start gluing the bottom part. Yeah, see, that's nice. Okay, so here is the finished wreath. And this will go in the picture frame in our dining room. Once I get that in there, I will show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you how I've decorated the China hutch for spring and Easter. All right. So make sure that you give us a thumbs up. Remember to click the subscribe button and also click the bell so you'll get notifications on any of our future videos. I want to thank Christina for this challenge, and I can't wait to see everyone else's videos. So here is the dining room. You'll notice that all of my chairs are mismatched, but that's soon to change. I will be painting them to match. And I hung the wreath up here inside the frame. And I do have some sconces that I'm going to put on each side. That'll be later. Now I'm going to pan around and show you the hutch. So this is the hutch decorated for spring. I'm going to move closer so you can see what's all on there. Here in the bottom, I just have a glass vase with the bird and some eggs in there. And this is my Easter cross centerpiece that I made. I'll link the video below. It's actually lifted up. It's made onto a glass plate. And I just stood it on top of this candle holder to give it a little height. Here's a picture, canvas art that my daughter-in-law made for a Christmas gift. And she has a video on her YouTube channel, Radiant Sunshine, about how to make that if you're interested in making a canvas picture. And then up at the middle shelf, I have my really cute antique spring plates. And then the little Easter bunny with the basket. And on the top shelf, this is the candle holder that I thrifted last month. I'm going to take the bird off. One of my friends actually asked me what I did with this. It has a hole in it, but I really liked the green color. So I've just put a nest with my little wood bird on there to cover that up. So I'll back up so you can see the whole hutch again. So there's the hutch, all ready for spring. Again, thank you, Christina, for issuing this challenge. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and remember to click the bell so that you'll get notifications whenever I upload future videos. All right, thank you. Happy spring and happy Easter.